Welcome to this video where we are going to paint the Easter eggs. You can do a lot of funny patterns on these Easter eggs. You can use your imagination, you can add feelings to them, you can add colors to them. You can do all kind of combinations within these eggs, and that's why it makes it funny. My name is Mette Hansgaard, and I'm so pleased that you are joining this class today, and I hope you will enjoy this watercolor class. This is one of several in a serial, so if you didn't see how to paint the first layer, you should see the video I did before this video. Now we have painted the first layer in our eggs, and now I can use my colors from my watercolor box to make decorations on the eggs. You should use a brush number 6, and then you add almost dry watercolor from your box on your brush. Then you use the brush to make the decoration on the eggs. I don't make it wet now because then my color will blur into the egg and will flow out, and then I cannot control my color. So instead I'm using very dry color, and then I can add a tiny dots of water on it to make it lighter some places. And in this way you will get light and shadow inside your picture and build it up in many ways. In the first egg I used dots and lines. In this second egg I'm using only lines. I'm moving them from side to side and I'm following the shape I'm painting. So if the shape is round, I should also make a curve into the line so that the curve is not linear but more curved instead. Every time you shift a color, you should clean it in the water, turn the brush around into the water and wipe it off on the side. The brush should always be wet, but it should not have a drip so that the water will float into the water as soon as it hits the paper. So you have to use very little water, and then you place it into the bucket of water, and then you place it in the color so the color is wet, but you have to be careful that there is not too much color or water on your brush while painting these eggs when you are going to decorate them with watercolors. In the next egg I'm going to use some blue and purple color to decorate this one. It has a purple shadow in the bottom and it's light blue in the top. I'm making waves on it. I can make different kinds of patterns with my brush. I can just use my intuition while painting, or I could try and make a sketch before doing it. If you want to be very decorative and don't know how to do it in the first place, you should do some tests before doing it on the big picture. When I teach watercolor, I always try to go for the easiest way. And my motifs are simple so everyone can join my watercolor classes. I always use my imagination as inspiration. I create all my images myself, and I have a lot of inspiration. As an artist, I do paintings every day, and I use my creative intuition to do my watercolor paintings for teaching. I think it's important to use your imagination while doing this painting. So there is no arrows in this picture. You cannot make it wrong. You will just have your own kind of picture coming out of you, using your intuition and learning to let go into watercolor in a flow that makes you calm and make it cozy. We have a thing in Denmark called hygge, and this is hygge. This is the main thing about Denmark. It's hygge. It's where we are sitting down, relaxing, doing something creative and relaxing. So now I'm going to take a new color, and this is a purple color. And I'm going to place the dark color in the bottom of the eggs. And that is because when we do something in real life, we have light and shadow. And if we imagine that the light hits the eggs in the top, then the light color will be in the top and the dark color will be in the bottom. So this is another way to make an impression with light and shadow using strong colors without necessarily getting all the lights correct inside the painting. Great. In this egg, I'm going to use a little orange, And if you don't have orange, you can always bring red and yellow together on a plate and mix it up with water in the middle. Then you will get an orange color. Mix up your brush into the water and make it clean before you move on to the next color. It's a red color, and if you put water in it, it will become more pink. So this is more a pinky panther color, and you can choose to make it more red if you like that, or you can make it more purple if you want to do that. Just follow your intuition. In this one I'm making a little heart. So if you want to make a special card or a special treat for someone who wants to have a watercolor with Easter eggs or an Easter card, you can make little symbols inside these eggs to the one you love. Stay tuned, because now I have a little tips and tricks for you. When you do dry watercolor painting on something you already have painted, you can always make several layers. So you can paint a color like this red one, and then you can make it dry. And then you could take a darker color, for example purple, and make new decorative lines on top of that one. At some point you cannot make it lighter anymore, because you can only make it darker and darker, but you can make more colors on top of each other with dry watercolors. When I mean dry watercolors, they are still a little wet, but they're not like soaping into water, and it's more like you can draw with them instead of paint with them. Great, now we are almost done with our watercolor painting. So I have one more trick in another video for you for this exercise. Thank you so much for watching, and please give this video a like. I am so happy that you are watching it, and feel free to follow me at Art Club Nordic, where I have watercolor classes online and also in Copenhagen, and I also do some traveling around in the Nordic countries. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later in other videos.